can somebody read your mind?
Like Mara reading Buddha's mind.
Oh, if they have psychic power, they can. You can, but he cannot control Buddha's mind. He can read the Buddha's mind, but he cannot control. Buddha also can read his mind. And when Buddha can control his mind.
After somebody lower cannot be somebody higher.
There's ordinary people. And this one with psychic power.
Mara is just the heavenly being, not the Brahma from the.
Yes, but got psychic power. Psychic power. I'm not sure whether the sutta says he can read the Buddha's mind. Does it say he can read the Buddha's mind?
No, it seems like Mara should know what Buddha is thinking of.
When Buddha talks, then he knows. I don't know whether the sutta says that he can read the Buddha's mind.
How about organ donation? The lower with that. Some people say 2 hours cannot touch.
This few hours cannot touch, 8 hours cannot touch. I think it started by Tai Si Fa. And not all Mahayana monks accept. Half of the Mahayana monks who follow Jing Tu Zhong, Pure Land, because this monk is a Pure Land monk, they believe that. Because they chant, they say you don't touch 8 hours. But I tell you the real state of death. When a person is dying, there's a stage when the breath stops. And then the heart stops. And the doctor noticed these two things. The doctor said this person is dead. That is clinical death. Okay? That is not real death. In the Buddha's teachings, real death happens when 3 things stop. One is the vital energy. In Chinese you say the qi. Second one is the mind stops. The third one is the heat. The body heat stops. No. Heat. Vitality is the first one, qi. So the third one is body heat. So after the doctor says that the person has died he is not dead until a few hours later. 4 or 5 hours later only the body becomes cold. Sometimes even after 2 days it's still not cold. That's why sometimes you find some people after 2 days in the coffin wake up. Often happens quite often. And the unfortunate thing is that sometimes you bury the person and then he wakes up in the coffin, Put this way. That's why we Chinese very smart. Keep the body for 3 days or 5 days or 7 days. All this experience. Few years ago when I went to Singapore, they showed me woodlands there. The government wanted to develop the place. So they wanted to get rid of the cemetery. So, some families, they want the remains, quite full. So they have to dig up the graves. And one of the graves, when they dug up and opened the coffin, was scratch marks. Scratch marks. Still alive. So it's very pitiful. That's why you must know the Dhamma. Then only you know when the relative is actually dead. So only when the body is cold, then it's really dead. So it's not yet cold, and you give organ, that one I don't know how that person feels. Because organ donation, once the doctor says he's dead, potong.
But then regarding Kanda Samhita, there is this statement I don't really understand. If the person regards the emulate self as possessing the emulate or emulate as in the self as in the emulate.
Oh, this one, that means your body and your mind, you consider to be the self. Like a lot of people will think, you see, myself so beautiful, so handsome. So you associate the body to be the self. And then some people, you think, oh, this body maybe is not the self, I am inside the body. So, the feeling is inside me. So you are either the aggregate or you are inside the aggregate, or the aggregate is inside you, like that.
I mean the self and the aggregate are two separate entities.
No, you associate the self with the aggregate.
But you associate the self with the aggregate.
Then you are Arya.
How to think if I don't associate it, then how do I come with a conclusion to understand this thing?
You can, like Sotapanna. So, Arya, say like a first path, first fruit, second path, second fruit, third path, third fruit, and fourth path. Not yet attain Arahant Buddha, we still have a self. But because they understand that the body is impermanent, so they understand that the body is not the self. But they still have a self somewhere. So you can have that state. But when you know that the body is not the self, then you are not too attached to the body. Don't go and put makeup every day.
Any other things?
Yeah.
Some Dhamma talk mention the last moment of your death, the last 3 to 4 minutes, very crucial, so that you can reborn to the place you want. But I cannot accept the reason.
Yeah, this last moment, like the Pure Land, they believe that the last moment, if you chant Amitabha, then you will go to Pure Land. Also, among the monks who follow the Abhidhamma, they also say that your last thought is very important. When you think good thought, at the very end, you go to a good place. But to me, it's not possible. Why? Because when you are dying, our 6 senses, one by one, will start closing. Very soon, your mouth cannot chant already. And then the last one to stop is your mind. So after the doctor says that you are dead, your mind still goes on for a few hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours. And during the 4 or 5 hours, you have no control. What you will be dreaming at that time depends on your character. If you have been a violent person, a gangster, when you dream, you're fighting, and that will bring you to an animal rebirth. And if you have a cruel heart, you think you are cutting somebody's throat, then you'll be reborn in hell, and your throat will get cut. So if you practice the Dhamma, every day we listen to the Dhamma, our thoughts become elevated thoughts, good thoughts, and we practice meditation to calm our mind every day. So when we are dying, those are the thoughts that we will have. It's your everyday thoughts. That's why it's important to siêu xín. Sâu hằng. Sâu hằng is sâu hằng hoài. Sâu nghĩa sinh cấp. Develop your character. That's why I mentioned just now, your character is the one that will bring you for rebirth. That's why there's in one sutta, a cousin of the Buddha, Mahanama. He used to go to see the Buddha and the monks every day. By the time he finished talking to them at night already, so he has to walk back alone to the town. And during the Buddha's time, all the monasteries were forest monasteries, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 kilometers from the town. So at night he has to walk back alone. So one day he asked the Buddha, so he told the Buddha, he said, I was wondering if suppose one night I walk back and then stray cow kill me, or a runaway horse kill me, or a chariot in the darkness knock me over and kill me, or a tiger attack me or something like that, and I die a frightening death. So he is thinking, at the last moment, I'm so frightened, will I go for a bad rebirth? So the Buddha said, Manama, don't worry. For a long time, you have followed the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. It means for a long time you have listened to the Dhamma. So the Buddha says, the Dhamma will bring you to a good rebirth. So you may be frightened for a while. After that, you slip into unconsciousness, but your mind is still active. That time you go back to your everyday mind. So the last moment, actually, we have no control. Yeah.
So, you said sometimes that the relative they ask monks what to chant. So, since the consciousness is there, do they still listen? Do they hear the chant or that?
If they are not dead, they can hear. Even sometimes people in coma also they can. It can help to allay the fears, because for a lot of people, you don't have so much good karma, so when they are dying, they are afraid. For example, many years ago, there was one old lady, 80-something years old. She was supposed to die, but dragged on for a few days, frightened to let go. So the family asked us to do chanting for her. So we chanted for quite a while. After we left, then she let go and went off. So when a person is dying, sometimes at the last moment, they want the monks or the nuns to come and chant for them, to calm them down. It's just like a baby at night crying. You got to sing a song to her or something like that. And slowly she go to sleep.
How about those a person pass away, sometimes the relatives can dream of the person coming back and asking one this, one that. Is it in the person's originally, or do they have such thoughts and it manifests, or can
it can be both. When a person comes to you in the dreams, you see, if the person needs your help, he will show that she's very sad, very thin, hungry, like that. That means wants you to help. There are some people, they have this Yam Yongan. We have a few devotees who have Yam Yongan. And because they have Yam Yongan, some of these spirits, they need help. They go to them for help. For example, we have one devotee in Kuantan. He has this Yam Yongan, or used to have, because he was formerly not following Buddhism. So one so tai. So he told me a few cases, like a lady was murdered and maybe raped or something and murdered. So she wanted the family to do marriage for her. So asked this man to tell the family. So he went to tell the family, the ghost would tell him exactly where, what address, everything. So he went to the house and told them, they didn't believe. So the sister of the ghost asked him to describe the ghost. So when he described in detail, then she believed.
So one day, let's say in Taoism, we like to burn the paper things, paper car, paper mahjong. We follow, that my mother passed away. Before she passed away, she already wishes, she says that you can become a Buddhist, but I still want the Taoism. So we did everything, follow the Taoist rites for her.
Okay.
So all these things that we learn, does it really matter?
There is one sutta where a Brahmin came to ask the Buddha. He said, Bhagavan, we Brahmins have a custom. If our relative passes away, we offer this Shraddha offerings, just like Qing Ming, we offer food. So he says, we offer the food and we burn it. That's our relative actually get it. A lot of people like this, you just follow the custom, you're not sure whether it work or don't work. So the Buddha said it depends on where your relative is reborn. If your relative is reborn in heaven, he won't get and won't need it also. If reborn as a human, also won't get. Reborn as an animal, also won't get. Reborn in hell, also cannot help. The only one you can help is the ghost. Then he asked, what if my relative is not reborn as a ghost? Then the Buddha said, if this relative is not reborn a ghost, you still have many relatives in the ghost realm. So when you make offerings, the other relatives will get. So the Buddha did not explain why only ghosts can get, but I believe because only ghosts can come back. You, for example, you offer to monks and then you transfer the merit to them. You can get, because the world is made by our consciousness, our mind. If you believe something exists, it actually exists for you. So like these ghosts, they sometimes they approach only certain people who can help them or who they think can help them. So like a few years ago in Tapa, one lady, 45 years old, was driving with a 15-year-old son. Accident, both died. And then they invited the Lamolo to do the chanting. 2 nights chanting, 20,000. Then the second night when the Lamalo was chanting, later they came to see me, the family. So this lady said, so many people in the house, in guests and all that, only 3 people heard the ghost crying. The others didn't hear. Why? Because these 3 relatives are closer to the ghost. So they think these 3 people can help me. So I must make them know that I'm in the ghost realm. After that they came to see me. So they would approach those they think they can help them.
What are the help that they need?
Okay, what does a ghost need? Food, most important, food. Okay. And secondly is for cold countries, clothing. In 1996, when I was in Australia, in the Assn monastery, there's one Thai lady. She came to do dana and offer robes. She said the previous night, she saw 2 ghost spirits, one girl and one boy, shivering. That time winter, shivering. So they wanted this clothes. So she went to offer food and offer robes on their behalf.
So not necessarily those things must be burned.
Not necessary.
So I have a friend who can see. So she's saying that we all play the Qingming all wrong. We all sweets all into this hard plastic cover and all that. They say this is a ghost time swallow. Best is boiled eggs and then with the shell they can do it. The sun swallow also. You must take away the shell.
I think the important thing is that you say that you give it to them, then only they can take. If you don't give them that permission, they cannot take. Our Penang Hokkien people, during the 7th month, they say poto. They put by the roadside. You offer to the ghost, they can get, because you tell them that you are giving it to them. So if you don't give them, you put all the food on your table, they cannot eat. Because you haven't given them the permission to eat. They don't have the blessings.
So it doesn't matter whether the food is put on the floor or put on the table, you must say it out.
Yeah, that's my
during the 7th month, we offer a lot of food. But half of other days, we offer
Eat once a year.
If they need, they will inform you in one way or another. In your dreams, or they enter another person. I tell you a real story. Last time there was one Thai lady when I was used to go to Bhante Suvano's place for lunch. He asked me to go to his temple for lunch every day. There was one Thai lady who used to come every day. The husband will send her, but the husband won't enter the monastery. Send her and go off. 2 hours later, he'll come and pick her up. So one day he got sick, very sick until he vomited blood. Then he prayed to heaven for help. He said if he continue to live, he will change his character and come to the temple and all that. So he lived and he came. Then he started to ask me Dhamma questions every day and I explained to him. After 2 months or so, Chinese New Year came. Chinese New Year came, the sister came back from KL and went to visit the mother in the old house. When she came home, a ghost entered her and started calling this man's name. The mother got a shock. The mother asked him, "Who are you?" Then he mentioned his name. Actually, he's the son. 10 years ago, this young man in his 20s, he mixed with bad company, gangsters and all that, and drink liquor. So one day he was half drunk, coming back on the motorcycle. Lorry knocked him and rolled over him and he died. So he was in the ghost realm. Now 10 years later, came looking for the brother. So when the brother went home and learned, then the mother didn't know what to do. The mother said, "You please go back, wherever you came from. You go back." So he saw the mother cannot help. He left. So when this man went home and learned about it, then next day he came to tell me. So I laughed at him. I said, "You see, your brother 10 years never looked for you. Now you learn Buddhism. Ada harapan. So come to you for help." Because he knows now you learn Buddhism, you believe that there is ghosts and all that. A lot of people don't believe that there is ghosts. So I told him, you Tim Hyong, every night you burn the incense and inform your departed relative that you are going to give dana on his behalf. Represent him to give dana at a few temples, give to the monks, and then transfer the merit to him. So he did that. After that, brother didn't come back. No news is good news. So you see, 10 years never look for the brother because he knows the brother cannot help him. And then when he knows the brother can help him, he comes. And they will go to those that they think can help. They won't go to anybody. Normally, we are scared of anything that we have not seen before, have not experienced before. But when we know the Dhamma, then we know that actually they are suffering a lot. Then we have pity. Then we try to do what we can. If you are frightened, you recite Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa non-stop. Because when we chant, our mind is concentrated. And then we don't think so much. If your mind is not concentrated, you think of this, think of that. The more you think, the more frightened you become.
Just now, what was saying when the person is before the death or in coma, so they need the monk or a nun chanting?
Not all. Some. If they don't believe in monks, they don't want. If they have faith in the monk, some Buddhists, they think the monk.
If like the other person, like in first of course, my friend is a Bhante, who just passed away in hospital.
He's a monk.
Bhante Vijita. And last stage, he was in emergency room. He was coma, and then only someone go inside there and see him. Then the doctor told him maybe very dangerous. It's very slim chance to wake up again. So I can give him something. He did it so, and Plaza like that. Is it
okay?
Help him look
At least help to calm him down.
Then after I chant for half an hour, I think I left and come back again in the afternoon. Then after I left, then the doctor said,
Are you related to him?
sorry?
Are you related to him?
Just before we go for retreat together.
I also know him because he stayed in our monastery 1 or 2 months before becoming a monk 2 years ago. He's from Johor. He's from Johor.
Yeah.
With Shadow, I used to become.
Very nice coach. They ask a lot of things about practicing meditation. So I like it. But now they stop letting stop. I'm not sure what I've done, but then stop. But I've done about my also which is better, memory or just learning stuff,
For Buddhists, we believe that the transference of merit is better if you offer to monks. Because if you just burn or you offer by the roadside, if you offer 1 bowl, they get 1 bowl. But in Buddhism, we believe that if you offer to a virtuous monk or to the Sangha, 1 bowl, the merit becomes thousands of bowls, and they will get a lot. That's why I mentioned about the man in Kuantan who used to be able to see ghosts. Then later, he followed the wife and practiced Buddhism. Now, one so cold a bit, he seldom see ghosts. So in the same case, when you practice the Dhamma, and then your blessings increase, then your frequency, maybe no more ghost frequency. Those people who can see ghosts, I believe, they have been reborn in the ghost realm many times. So they have ghost frequency. When they die, they will also become a ghost. But if they practice the Dhamma, then the blessings increase because you do dana, you uphold your sila, and you practice meditation to develop your mind, then your one soul slowly increase. You're out of that ghost frequency.
Some of these people would like to come and sit up. So some also say if you do certain cultivation, you also can practice the people.
No. They come to you because you have been their relative or friend or something, not because your cultivation is high. Your cultivation is high, they are scared of you, they won't go near you. You have a lot of... they only come to you not because of your cultivation is good or bad, because you are close to them. So they think you can help them. Not immediately. Normally, if a person has been a ghost, that means the blessing is very low. So after serving, this becoming a ghost or an animal or in hell is like a prison sentence. You have to pay for their bad deeds. So after suffering for some time, then they are able to come up to the human realm.
What's your opinion on Jataka stories?
Jataka stories, grandmother stories, they existed before the Buddha was enlightened. They have been just like in Europe. You have Aesop's fables, Grimm fairy tales, all this. It's only stories only to educate children. Then after the Buddha was enlightened, then they use it to say the Buddha was a deer before and a rabbit before and all that. But if you listen to these stories, they are too childish. How can, for example, say the Buddha was a rabbit. He saw the hunter in the forest, hunt whole day, did not shoot any animal, so very hungry. boiling the water, no animal to cook. Then this rabbit jump into the boiling water, commit suicide to feed the hunter. It's not possible. If the rabbit is so smart, he won't be reborn as a rabbit. Even the story where Santara Jataka, where the Buddha wanted to practice, wanted to perfect the parami of giving dana, gave away the wife and the 2 children to a heartless beggar, and the beggar beat them and all that. He know very difficult to do, and then he still give the wife away and the children. It's very silly.
Those are not true.
Not true, because it goes against the Dhamma. The Dhamma says, if you do any dana, any offering, any giving, any charity, you must not harm others or harm yourself. So you are giving your wife to this scoundrel, you are harming your wife and your children. You give to Bill Gates, never mind.